All right, listen. Am I in Rome? Yes. Am I having adventures of a lifetime? Absolutely. Do I miss sitting here and chatting with y'all and talking about makeup more than anything? I'm actually in the floor, and the lighting isn't the best, but we're just gonna hang out. We gotta start with some clean canvas. You best believe I brought clean canvas all the way to Rome. And we're gonna put that on. Oh, it feels so good to sit here and talk about makeup. I love what I do, y'all. I love sitting here and just chatting with all of you about makeup. So I feel like I've talked about this before, but I want to make sure that you know when I'm pressing my eyeshadow base all the way up to my brow bone, you'll notice that I never pull it across because I'm not carving it out. Even if I'm pressing a little bit of that base into the hair or the hair-like strokes that I have underneath my brow, that's okay because I want it to look fluffier, and if we do a straight line, it'll just look carved. And that's just not where I'm at right now. But we all know that things change in makeup. I could want a carved brow next week, but not today. So this is gonna be fun because I get asked a lot what eye makeup I would wear with a red dress, and that's what I'm wearing tonight. Okay, before I left, I got really spicy and I packed a Pat McGrath palette. This one's actually my favorite from all of her palettes. So let me label that for you really quickly. Actually, I'll just get a link. So I'm actually thinking mauve bronze. I feel like that's gonna be really pretty with it. So I'm gonna grab this shade and I'm grabbing that on an E27 because I really wanna kind of keep the color controlled. And when we want control, we use a smaller brush. And then we also hold the brush further back. So the further back you hold the brush, the more control you actually have. And you're gonna have a lighter touch as well. So we're just gonna take this and I'm going to keep it pretty neutral, but with just a touch of spice. So the colors are gonna be colors that we see a lot, but I'm gonna add some of these spicier vibes in there somewhere just for some extra spice because we gotta have spice. Okay, so now I'm just using the side of my brush, even this tiny little brush. You can use it to start to transition. Just kind of tap back and forth. And that's also setting that eyeshadow base. We're gonna use more colors for dimension, but we're kind of laying this one down first. Look at how nicely that blended out. Okay, sticking with this brush, I've really been enjoying doing this. And I have that shade there on the tip of my brush, in the center, I should say. And what I'm gonna do is, since I can close one eye at a time like a creepy baby doll, not everyone can, what I'll do is relax your eye. Don't worry about this getting on your lid for now. We can clean that up in a minute. But I'm just gonna shade right through here. And I just feel like it really makes my eyes look really, ooh, look at that already, really awake. And this is going to round it a little bit more. I'm gonna soften it through here, but I'm only gonna do it here. And I'm picking up that same shade the same way. And then I'm gonna shade it through here as well. I feel like a lot of times we forget that we can shade with our eye open, and that's actually the best way to kind of create different shapes on the eye, or you can see that that's kind of lifting this area. But even when I first started doing makeup, I always just wanted to shut my eye and blend. Well, I couldn't figure out why I wasn't able to get different shapes and kind of play with my own eye shape until I realized I needed to shade with my eye open. So now I went ahead and connected. I'm not sure if I showed you, I'm so sorry. This is the color that I'm using right now from the palette, the darkest shade in the palette. Okay, so now we're just gonna use whatever base is left just to kind of give whatever we're gonna lay down next something to grab onto. And we don't want to take this base out of the socket. So we have a really pretty pink. I'm so sorry about the lighting. Honestly, I've tried, but this is where it's at. But you'll see kind of that there's a really nice, the soft transition shade that we laid down, and we don't want to take the base over that. But what I do want to do is I do want to clean up through here, which there should be enough base on here to do that. Just kind of stamp it on there. Okay, so you can't go wrong with bronze and red. And the reason why this hasn't been blended is because I'm going to go ahead and just grab this shade right here. I always recommend bronze. Now, what I've got going on here is pretty intricate, but just a warm crease and bronze always looks beautiful with the red dress. So let's just take this on our C30. And we're just going to start to pack this on the lid. The C30 is amazing for shimmers. If you haven't used it that way yet, I highly recommend it. It's your fingertip, but more precise. Because with my fingertip, there's no way I could fit it through here, but with the C30, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Wow, I really like where this is going. Okay, so I'm not going to do a wing, but I am going to grab my Valentino liner. And I'm just going to draw a nice line across here. I'm going to be wearing lashes that have a little bit of a wing to them. So I don't think a double wing is necessary for the occasion. You see that precision? I didn't even realize how late it is here. It is 7:30. We have a dinner at 8, but I'll be ready. I don't take that long, but I didn't realize it when I sat down to do the tutorial that's why the lighting isn't great. So we're actually using this foundation today. I'm using the shade MR4, and it's a great match. If we weren't out here in the dark, I do apologize. I didn't realize again how late it was. We actually had the pleasure of seeing, oh, that match. We had the pleasure of seeing the archives, the fashion archives of Valentino today. And they had our schedule pretty busy, so I didn't realize I was getting here so late. But we had just a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm actually going to use a MAC concealer. This is the Studio Fix, I can't talk, NW28. It's such a nice peachy shade for me. And I think I'm just going to apply it there while Ben does. What are you doing back there?
Huh?
Oh, y'all see Spicy Ben back there?
Oh no!
I gotta hustle. I'm never in a hurry. See, this is why I'm home all the time, so I can commit every waking moment. Look how pretty that is. So I can commit every waking moment to helping all of you. Getting out of my routine is hard for me. It's hard. Okay, listen. This Oma Beauty powder is absolutely stunning. I'm going to be posting about it tonight. It is going to be an ad. This is not. This is kind of replacing all my other powders. And the packaging, it's mess free. I have enough powder here, and you'll see in the video that you just turn it and then the powder comes out and then it locks. So you only get that amount of powder, and this deep well, it just keeps everything so nice and tidy. It's so good, y'all. I almost forgot to mention it's talc free. That just makes me so excited because I know so many of you have been requesting an alternative to the Givenchy because it does have talc. This one does not. I got too much over here. We'll just work that in, but I got too excited and then had to hop back on and tell y'all. Talc free. Of course, we're going to use my fave at the moment, MAC Refined Golden, as our bronzer. So pretty. My favorite blush, Valentino, Born in Roma. Try not to go overboard. And now I'm actually just doing my makeup basically in the dark. I'm glad I know my face pretty well by now. Finishing up with that same dark brown that's in our crease underneath here. All right, we're doing Makeup Forever, Wherever Walnut. This is one of their artist color pencils. And I kind of just do a rough draft. And you'll see what I mean by that in just a second. Or will you, because it's now dark. Okay, so this is kind of a cool color. It's kind of grungy, but updated. And of course, Valentino, and then the shade is, it's not the hissing, don't do the hissing, 111A. Okay, so this is kind of a cool color. It's kind of grungy, but updated. And of course, Valentino, and then the shade is, It's not the hissing. Don't do the hissing. 111A. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna have to finish everything else. I gotta go fix my hair. I love you all so much, and I can't believe how many of you care about me and have been worried about me with the traveling. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I am gonna post a little bit later, so be on the lookout for that because I'll chat with y'all in the comments. I miss y'all so much, but I'll be home soon. Okay, love you.